Hello everyone and welcome to episode 19 of my Feed the Beast Let's Play. Today we shall integrate our ore processing system and some different forms of crafting, like the furnace and the pulverizer, into our system. So, for that I've already built this top floor here and made an extractor and a pulverizer, and I'll make an electric furnace and put it there as well. I just made a second wireless terminal so that I have wireless access over here. Okay, so I think we'll start with the pulverizer. So for that, first we need to shift click, and that clears them all. Then we have this, and I do not have my import boss. This auto crafting is so awesome. Okay, there we go. Now we're importing from here, but there's nothing to import yet, so okay, we'll just set this to move stacks at a time, always. And inventory tweaks is acting up. And this is where we'll actually put the recipes in. So that's it. Now all we need to do if we want to set up a pulverizer recipe is just to put the stuff right in here. Like, we encode the assembler patterns and put it here. Next up, I'm going to similarly do the okay, I'm pretty sure I can craft this without any problems. There we go. Ah man, auto crafting, so cool. Now we'll need another interface, which I should have grabbed earlier. In fact, we'll need that one as well. Let me in fact get even more. Oh come on, don't tell me I didn't teach interfaces to this thing. Okay, let me do that quickly. So let's look up the recipe first. ME interface, okay, that's just a cable, iron and glass. And here's a conversion matrix, and we need a pattern, and boop 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 boop, and what was it, conversion matrix, and the rest is iron. There we go. Now we can get the interfaces. We can also dump most of this stuff back in here. Right, now what we need is an interface. Let's just grab, like, yeah, one is gonna be okay. The induction smelter is a bit more complicated because there we will need to separate the two inputs, but I'm sure I'll be able to handle that. Now all I need is one measly piece of cable, like so, and we'll be alright. Now this is all connected up. Of course none of this has power. Will do. I'll wire that up later. I'll have it coming from the front. And here's our pulverizer. I'll just throw down a tesseract for that. Obviously I don't have any, but I'll make one. And we will do the following, which is that I'll get my compressor and an electric furnace, and I guess a tesseract, and I'll also wire this up so that we've got industrial craft power in here, and I'll be right back. So here I am again. I just wired this up. I'm using once insulated HV cable. It doesn't have the best efficiency, but it's really cheap. So, and I'm currently sort of low on resources, so it's just a good thing this is cheap. And this is where the power comes in. Now while we're in here, we can route that around using copper cable, I guess. Well do. I guess I might just use a bunch of bad boxes and stuff, or just put this closer to here. I don't know. I think that's what I'll do. I'll just run this cable a bit closer on the outside and then we should be alright. And I'll be right back. Okay, I'm annoyed. I just wanted to move the extractor and it gave me a machine block because of friggin' wrenches having a 10% chance of doing that. That needs fixing, in my opinion. Lapis. Wait, I might have the stuff, so I'll go look. And I'm gonna make an omni wrench because this is enough. It's also a bit ridiculous to carry, like, I don't know how many different wrenches around. So no, I do not have any cyan dye. You, oh come on. That's the one annoying thing with applied energistics. But it's really the only thing I can think of. Wait, that's not cyan, that's light blue. I'm stupid. And we don't need to have that sitting in here. Damn it, this gives me light blue. Cyan is blue and green, right? Yeah. I think I should have green. No, I don't. Ah, damn it. I still haven't found any cactus green. I see. Ah, no, wait. I was transmuting all, right? So we have the green here, which we get from rose red. Ah, that's alright. Ah, once again, the current exchange saves the day. Oops. Boom and boom, and we get cyan. Get this, and let me put that cyan away. And we'll need silver. Right? Wrench. Ah, it takes gold. I thought it was silver. Ah well. Ah, let's just do this. Ah, damn. Doesn't work with the minium stone. And this just goes away. And we keep only the Omni Wrench. It's always in lossless mode, so this won't happen again. Okay. It occurs to me that none of my industrial craft setup that I had over here is actually being used, and that I'll just move all of it over to my applied energistics room. Which is fine with me. So I'll just do that off camera, pick up all this crap, and this can keep running on the MFSU for a while, but I don't think I should push it, so I'll just re-enable that connection. and I'll dump all this stuff in here. That's really another thing that makes AE so great. If I have a bunch of stuff in my inventory, I can just dump it all in there and it'll be alright. Okay. So I'll pick up all this crap and move it over, including my applied energistics node. The only reason I had it here was because here was where my power is. And then I also don't need to have this silly wire running all the way over, which is also awesome. So I'll just go do that. And I can easily pull out of the big lava tank for power. Okay, I'm hooking up the thing. And lava go. So let's put some dirt here to make this look sorta nice. And let's put... ouch. Whatever. That's alright. Perfect. We got our ME system. And now it's running. You're a joke, you know that? This is not useful in any way. Well, at least not like this. Perfect, now they're all four. Now they're cooking, all four of them. And I guess I'll make 4 more of them. The advantage of this system is I can expand it basically as much as I want over there. All I need to do is put bat boxes in between. I'll have to put one over here to prevent losses, but that's no big deal. That would be a big deal, me forgetting my Omni wrench in there. Okay, and the redstone energy, so I just stole that from my Buildcraft thermal expansion setup, so that I could I just temporarily used it to access my machinery, my stuff. Okay. Now that we've got this done, I guess I'll sign off and think about how exactly I want to integrate my ore processing system into this. Depending on how much lead I have, we might even do a factorization setup. Now that we've got the resources, hopefully. Clay's not in here, but I have lots, so we might do that. And it would be this episode. Yeah, it would. Okay, I'll be right back. Well, for you, not for me. So I'm back. For now, I want to implement recipes for smelting, macerator, and extractor. I'm using IndustrialCraft stuff because I can make these faster using overclockers. And let's get you. And oh, that's right. Yeah. We'll kind of do this and have a bunch of pipes. And as I said, you can put overclockers on these, so that's why I'm using them, because they'll be way faster. I'm just using these pipes because it'll be fast. This way I don't have to put import buses here. And yeah, as I said, that'll be faster. And I should have some redstone engines. Great, I do. There we go. And levers. Well, let's get some sticks. Cobblestone. Bunch of levers. And there we go. Advantage is this is, as I said, way cheaper because actually these buses also need an interface in the crafting recipe. And an interface, well, most of this stuff is fairly cheap except for the conversion matrix because I need some gold for that, and also I need to smelt things, and that's just impractical at the moment. So what we'll use is, I think we'll do a hybrid ore processor, and I'll use export buses to just throw all the ores in there, and use a mixture of industrial craft energy and of IC2 machines and thermal expansion to maximize the gains. Or maybe just TE, that should be enough too. So this is just a transformer. This is just to keep the wiring short. Okay. So I think what I'll do now is maybe pull the cable all the way over there. Cable. This stuff takes annoyingly long to break. It's a bit silly. Okay, there we go. This stuff's hooked up. The power here is hooked up as well. It should be nearly lossless. I mean, I'm sending 512 EU packets. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks. That's like, yeah, we're losing 5 EU from every 512 EU packets, so we're not even losing 1% of the energy over this. So this is actually pretty good. This is because we're using an MFSU to send the packets. And you can see even with this we're producing power faster than we're using it. So I think what I'll do, oops, no, that's not what I want to do. Neither is this. I have pulverizer here. We'll use that for the ores. For some of them anyway. And I don't know why I put a hole there. Okay, now what we need is a pulverizer. Oops. And I need one of these guys. Nah, let's do 2. Or I could just use the induction furnace that I've got laying around. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's what I'll do. Hey, you, break. Okay, yeah. Someone's at the door, I'll be right back. So I'm back. I'm gonna grab 2 export buses and well, 2 export buses and an import bus. Well, we don't need the second one of these yet. So I'll place down my induction furnace. We don't need to speed this up that much, it's just that the induction furnace is a bit faster. And we'll do this. And on top of this we'll have the pulverizer. And it'll take its input from, I don't know, import from here, export to there, wire it up, move stacks at a time, and always active, and you take input from the back. And there we go, this is our processing setup for most ores. We'll just be putting, we'll just have to put the correct ores in here, and I turned my quarry back on, so we should be able to have some pretty soon. And I'll just dump these in here and they'll all get smelted here. The advantage of this thing is that it can smelt 2 things at a time. And just for consistency, let's do this. Ah, damn. Boom. Now all I need is some cable. Oops. For this guy, this one's getting itself heated up, and I'll need a tesseract in here, which I'll go get, and then I'll be back. Okay, so apparently the electrum recipes are a bit inconsistent. Usually it's 1 gold, 1 silver, except if you use this sort of silver. Well, that's interesting. I don't know why that is, but we'll get by. And come on. Here's the rest. Here's some of this stuff. And because I still have my barrel of redstone here, I'll just grab a stack from here and make a few more energy conduits, and I'll be back once these have finished cooking up. So, because of this annoying thing with the silver, hey, there we go, I want to make a forge lexicon. I think I'll just do this. Lexicon. Oh, like this. Wait, don't tell me that's iron. Of course it is. Because I don't want to waste that much silver on it, and it's also pretty impractical. So let's just do this. You need to shift right click it. Go for... Oh, that's why. Because for some reason this is worth 2 this type. Well, do. That's the factorization silver, right? Yeah, it is. Well. That is very interesting. How did I get factorization silver? Oh, I made blocks, right. And those are factorization. Silver, pulverized silver. Okay, but I can do this. I can just throw it into the pulverizer and then I'll get the regular silver. Okay, so that's a relief. Oops. Gold. So I really will have to make a unifier at some point, and I'll also have to test. Okay, this is the TE server. This is the kind that I want. And since I'm not storing it in blocks, it's the kind that I'll be getting anyway. So I'm making a redstone energy cell. Just made a diamond for that. Let's melt down the redstone needed. Use some electrum. Okay, I'll make this off camera and I'll be back once I've got my redstone energy cell made. So here we are. This is what I usually do. So what I usually like to do is to have an energy cell as a buffer here, which should be filling up unless I must have turned it off in my base. Yep. Okay. Whoop. Good thing these guys can take power from the front as well. And there we go, this is our setup. Now all I need to do is have the ores imported automatically and dump them in here. That's gonna be cool, and actually I think I might even want a relay or two, just as buffer space. One should be enough though. So relay, which is obviously facing the wrong way, as those things tend to do. Good thing I've got a screwdriver. Let's rotate this sucker, there we go. And now we can just have our ME system dump all the ores in here. They get ground up and processed through the induction furnace. Now this doesn't work for all the ores. Some of them need a somewhat special treatment. And in fact, I think I might even just set up an import bus here for some of them. Or maybe just set up a separate whatever. I might even just... Yeah, I think I'll push monocyte through the macerator, but I'll only do that on demand. Ah well, we'll see. So this thing is heated up. An induction furnace is good because this might give out 2 products at once, but the induction furnace has 2 slots, so it's able to handle that, and it should be fast enough for the pulverizer. So that's why I'm using an induction furnace instead of anything else. So that's one part of the build. Now we need something for the other ores. I have an induction smelter ready. I made another macerator. I'll need an igneous extruder. I'll quickly go make them and I'll be right. So here we go, I've got our induction smelter. Left is this slot, top's gonna be the other slot. And we'll just export everything out to the right, I guess. The advantage to doing it this way, this is where the sand comes in. Yeah, I know, my cabling is a mess. Whatever. So macerator is getting power, the igneous extruder is set to cobblestone already. I'll just have to put some lava and water in there. I'll use my other relay for this. Get over here. I'll need some cable. An export bus. An import bus. Just do this, and of course it's facing the wrong way as always. Where's my screwdriver? I bet I dumped it into my ME system. Should it? There we go. Fixed. And let's just export bus, import bus, and cable, and more cable, and we'll have only gold go through the slag, because gold is the most valuable thing that I have. So gold is the only thing I'm not going to set up right now. Everything else I will. Now I just need to power this guy. I don't have any buckets in here, so I'll go get a bucket of lava and a bucket of water, and I'll fill this up and I'll be right back. There we go, buckets are in there. This thing is producing cobblestone. The macerator should be making sand. It'll need a few overclockers though. In fact, let me just craft like 16 of these. What are we short on? Glass, as always. It's always glass. Oh, and this is just, I'm just fixing my silver. You done? Okay. So let's just dump all the silver back in here so that we can get some glass. Oh man, these giant amounts of storage are just so practical. I'm always short on glass. And on glowstone too. Let's just do this. Okay, I'll meet you back when this is done, and then we'll see what to do next. Very good, I have a few more patterns now. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll encode some patterns for this. Obviously we'll need more patterns for smelting, etc., but this is just going to be the most basic stuff. One of the things we're going to do, however, is right now I've already encoded these two patterns for the processors, which I'll just dump in here. So now we can autocraft pretty much all of the AE stuff, finally. Smelting the processes was, I think, pretty much the only thing that was left, that was still missing in the chain. Though I'll add conversion between quartz dust and quartz crystals at some point as well. And I need one more conduit. Boom. And this is really a bit too slow. Now I know why I usually take pulverize, but we'll make a pattern for patterns for the things. Oh, I've got all the patterns. That's right. I'll make patterns for the circuits and the other stuff. Redstone and refined iron, and let's just make a pattern for the refined iron as well, and I'll make all these patterns and I'll be right back. And you can see it just automatically crafted a piece of refined iron. And what the What the hell happened there? No, it's not that stupid. Well, let's just do this manually because for some reason this is not working. Now, are you not hooked up for some reason? If I do this, do you have refined iron now? Yeah, you do, but for some reason not if it goes in like this. How is that possible? How does that make any sense? Well, I guess I'll replace those with relays and then I'll be back. Okay, now hopefully these interfaces aren't gonna feed into the relays or any such crap. I do hope so. I might have to redo this a bit, but it should actually be working. So if I tell my system to craft some refined iron, what happens? This happens. The refined iron gets pulled out, it goes through this. Now I should have it. Yes, now it's working. Okay, so we got this. We need some cable and coolant cells, and we need a pattern as well. I'm making a pattern for overclocker upgrades right here because machines by default are pretty slow, so I want to be able to make them faster. So if I go and request, say, I can do 7 with the coolant cells I have. So let's go. And it's crafting. It takes a while because I don't have that many crafting CPUs and because it's a multi-part thingy, but if you look at it, it works. So first of all, we'll just oh crud. Do we mind? Do I mind? I don't know. I think I'll have to change this to use a transposer or something instead, so that I don't get items flying everywhere. I do not happen to have a transposer. Neither do I have a filter. Let me make a transposer real quick and I'll be back. Also, let me just dump, say, this amount in here. Ah, much better. This is even better. So the macerator is much slower than the electric furnace, but let's just throw some stuff into the furnace. And I'll make a recipe for these coolant cells as well, because it's just so much of a pain to... yeah. We'll add something for... I'll probably add an array of liquid crafters or something for this sort of stuff. Oops. Liquid crafter, where are you? And I'm telling you, this is a pretty awesome block. It's from MineFactory Reloaded. This really has some really cool things. Basically, the liquid crafter is in PowerCrystals' own words, the autocrafter to end all autocrafters. The special thing about it is, if you have a recipe that uses like a water bucket, you can actually put just paint the recipe in there, like with a fabricator or whatever auto crafting method you prefer. But the thing has I think 9 or so internal tanks to store liquids used in recipes, so that's pretty cool. This is way better, but I do think we don't need that much of this stuff. For now, let's just throw the rest of this into the compressor. This is not the compressor. And great, I blocked access to the machines. No, we can do this. This is not a macerator. Where's my compressor? I'll have to go get the compressor. Do that later. Not gonna let these overclockers go to waste though. No, this is where you go. And I'm using the industrial craft machines for most of the things, because with the upgrades they are way faster. And they do consume a lot more energy, but I don't care. Okay, let me make a transposer and I'll be right back. And a timer. There we go. There's a timer and a transposer, which doesn't have an interface of course, and it is fast enough to pull out of this. It'll just stop pulling when this is full, so that's perfect. Now all I need to do is go get some ores and paint the proper recipes in here, and then I'll be back. I mean paint the proper exports in here. This moves stacks. No, this needs to move stacks at a time. This as well. You move stacks at a time, and you do so as well. We'll need a second induction smelter just for gold, but and probably even yet another one for just for crafting, but that's alright, we can afford that sort of stuff. Being able to do stuff without running out of resources all the time is one of the main reasons I've got a quarry. So I'll just go grab all the ores I can get and I'll be right back. So I'm back. I've collected some pieces of ore, though not too much. Okay. Copper is pulverized because it gives me gold. Lead and silver, I'm not sure. I'm just gonna pulverize these. Iron also gets pulverized because I want the ferrous, and iron is really the best source of ferrous metal. This is gonna take aluminum and tin for now. Those are very plentiful, especially aluminum, so it shouldn't be a problem. And now I think that might even be all we need for the ore processor. Obviously there are probably some ores that are missing, but that's not going to be too big a problem. Let's see what happens if I just dump these in here. Cool, aluminum gets thrown in here. And why you're getting pulled out. There we go. Perfect, this works. And this is really fast. The reason I'm using the induction furnace, it's one, it's really fast. I mean, just look at this. And two, this pulverizer sometimes spits out two different items at a time. Then one can go in here and one in here, so we don't get a problem with that. Now the induction furnace has one disadvantage, which is that it doesn't take upgrades, but we don't need any upgrades. It's fast enough like that. So here is our ore processing system, now mostly integrated into the Applied Energistics network. So I'm just gonna hook up, I think I'm just gonna dump all this stuff into the AE system. And we'll go up there and see what happens. What should be happening is that this should be smelting a load of aluminum, while this should be pulverizing lead, because that's what we have currently. Okay, now I'll go sift through all this stuff, and then I think I'm going to set up an export bus to export any and all bees that it finds into this indexer. Maybe even multiple export buses. I don't know if one's wait, no, it's only gonna find rocky ones, so that's alright. and the rest is zirconium. I think before we do that, I want to have something to actually store most of that stuff. Like, you know, bunch of barrels, like I said I'd do. So I'll check the time on the episode, and if we have enough time, I'll build that as well.